Welcome to My Chamber TV. Yes, we are at the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. This week. It is flipping awesome. We are at JGoody's, and look at the goodies. I mean, and there's more. This is nothing. I mean, I have a whole plethora of stuff back there. But we're to start up. Doug did a really good job. Got a great lineup this week, right? We have Melissa from PTA.
Yes, PTA.
You're not your mama's PTA, are you?
We are not your mama's PTA. No, I know there's such stigma around PTA.
Is.
Like we're just a bunch of cliquey moms. No, we're not.
A herd of Karens.
Herd of Karens. All
That's
we
not
want.
what you are.
We're not. No, we actually our PTA is brand new this year. Besides our president and our treasurer, our secretary is new. I'm new. Our vice president's new. We all have younger kids. And really, we just want to make the school the best place that it can be.
And which school are you representing?
We are at Oldsmar Elementary School.
Oldsmar Elementary, okay.
Yes.
So it's not a herd of Karens.
No.
Right? And you guys are, but you're workers.
We are workers, yes. We do all of the events. We volunteer our time. We do all the fundraising.
Okay.
We are at Second Friday. We're at Firehouse Subs. We're at conventions. We do a lot of things.
So tell the people at home what PTA actually is.
PTA is what makes your school fun. So all of those fun events like bingo night, pasta parties, ice cream parties, trunk or treat,
right.
The National Walk to School Day. PTA, we are in charge of not only organizing those events, but we are in charge of finding volunteers and then making sure that those events happen. Okay. So dances, bingo nights, like I said before. I'm trying to go through my calendar of events that we have. We have something planned every month for our students.
Tell the parents at home why it's important for them to be there at the PTA meetings.
So, for your voice to be heard, really. We want your ideas. We want fresh new ideas to make our school a better place. Otherwise, we're writing on ideas that, we were doing when I was in elementary school. We want to make sure that the school and the events are fun for all of the families, not just what I think is fun or our president thinks is fun, but what every family thinks is fun. Right. We have a really diverse school and a really diverse neighborhood, and we want to make sure that everyone is represented.
And that's great. I mean, because I think every parent out there should be involved with their kid's school. I mean,
Absolutely.
That's kind of a thing in my world. It is.
Yes.
Our kids were mandated. Because we were just a quick story, we were a part of the fundamental school program, and parents, you had to show up. There was no, oh, if you can make it. It's like you literally signed in and signed out, and if you didn't go, the kids got in trouble.
And there are some schools like that. Luckily for us, we are a neighborhood school, and that's what we're trying to bring back, is that sense of community and that sense of neighborhood. So if you can only join and be a member, then join and be a member. That membership actually helps us. If you have time and you just want to come and be a participant in an event, that's great too. Any way that you can, with the time that you have, or the money that you have, honestly, support us is what we're looking for. So maybe you don't want to volunteer, but you want to come out and support us at Second Friday and give us a high five and play some games. That is all ways that you can support, even liking our Facebook page.
So I was going to say, so you have a social media presence, correct?
We do.
And that's a good thing. So you put all your events on there, or your needs. Because there are a lot of needs going on in the schools right now.
Lots of needs. And I was a teacher for 12 years, and I recently resigned after COVID hit. And I know how hard it is. I couldn't handle it.
Right.
It broke me. So the teachers that are there in this tremendous teacher shortage, they need our support.
Right.
And whether it's, giving them a snack on a Friday, or making sure that their classroom is stocked. The Women's Club of Oldsmar, actually, which I'm also a part of, they are going to be donating school supplies on Friday to our school. So all of that is needed. They need every stitch of support that they can get from not only from the PTA, but from their families and the kids that are in their class.
The money raised is not just to have parties. It's actually you go to the teachers and go, hey, what's the need for this classroom? What's the need for this classroom? And that's what you guys kind of help.
Absolutely.
You spearhead to try to go get.
We spearhead. Our PTA fundraising for this year is to update our existing playground structures, but also we're also fundraising to make recess carts that have balls and hula hoops and games and different things that they can take outside. Because what people don't realize is teachers are spending their own money on all of these things, and it's expensive. The average teacher spends $500 a year to supplement their own classroom.
How big is your school?
We have around 700 students.
700 students.
Yeah.
How many parents show up?
More than you would think.
That's good.
But of course, less than we want.
Right.
We need more.
Always need more. It's always that 80-20 rule.
Always.
So if I'm watching right now and I'm a business, how do I get involved? Would you like businesses to get involved, or does it you really want?
Absolutely, yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yes, and I'm going to shout out one of our businesses that we work with frequently, Cuban Breezes. They actually support my daughter's classroom, and all you need to do is actually, you can reach out to me. I'm on the school website under PTA. You can also just call Miss April in the front office and say, I'm a business and I'd like to make a donation.
Right.
We do have Adopt a Classroom, and that's $150 a year that goes to that specific classroom to help buy those needs that the teacher needs help with.
Okay.
So that's one way. And another way is become a community PTA member. If you go to oldsmar.memberhub.com and you can be a community member, and that also helps us. It's $6 to join. And that membership not only helps us fundraise and do events, but it also helps us win awards.
Right. Okay. So this young lady came with a whole notebook of stuff. So let's talk about, it's full. Let's talk about what the stuff you got going on.
So what we're going to be starting is we will be at Second Friday. Every second Friday, starting in October. Unfortunately, September got rained out. Yeah. But we're going to have games, snacks for sale, our spirit wear. You can become a member there as well.
Okay.
Come and say hi. I know I'll be there. Our VP of Means and Ways will also be there. Our secretary will be there. And we'll have our pink Oldsmar Owl shirts on. So just come and say hi.
You got to make sure Doug wears one of the pink
I can
shirts.
get Doug one of those. Yeah, I can make sure that happens.
I will buy the shirt if you make him wear it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah,
he's over there.
We have a really cool blue one too. So
no, I want him to wear the pink one.
Okay,
absolutely.
All right.
Pink one.
We can definitely make that happen. So we'll be there, and that will help with fundraising efforts. Also, we have our grandparents' breakfast coming up on September 22nd in the morning.
Yep.
And that's just to get the grandparents involved. And of course, you don't have a grandparent, aunts, uncles, parents, all the family members are really invited to that. We also have a new principal that starts today at Oldsmar Elementary School. So we will be having a ice cream meet and greet on the evening of September 22nd.
Okay.
So come out, meet our new principal, welcome him to the community. It's a new start. New school year, new principal, it's a new start. And then on October 12th, and this is something that's really dear to me, it's my passion project, we will be participating in the National Walk to School Day.
Okay.
One thing that I became really vocal on within our community, especially after the events that happened last March, we need safer walking routes in our downtown area. And I'm working with Councilwoman Gannon to get on with Safe Routes to School to make that happen.
Okay.
So National Walk to School Day is something that a lot of elementary schools do, but we're going to start at Arields Park in the morning, and we're going to walk to school as a community and as a unit.
Wow, that is absolutely phenomenal.
I'm really excited.
Else? I know, because I'm looking at a massive
I'm going
list.
through everything. Another thing, next Tuesday, September 20th at 6 p.m. is the 2022 Children's Art Exhibit.
Okay.
Not only with Oldsmar Elementary, but also with Forest Lakes Elementary. The city of Oldsmar is putting this on for us, and students are going to have all of their art showcased.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's fantastic. My daughter's in it. My friend Liz's son is he has work in it as well. And all of that art will be on display throughout the month of October.
Okay.
So if you don't have time to come down, maybe next Tuesday, go check it out.
Absolutely. during
the month of October.
Should make Doug take a picture with every piece of art.
It's a lot.
You know how she'll throw Doug in the bus all the time?
It's definitely a lot. Yeah. No.
And post that.
Oh, no, I'll find Doug. I'm sure he'll be there. He's at a lot of events. And then, just check out our Facebook page, Oldsmar Elementary PTA. That's where all of our events are, including our spirit nights, our upcoming events, and ways that you can get involved.
Now, do you still have the Great American Teach-In?
We do. That's in November.
Okay.
And we're always looking for volunteers to come out
Doug
and
would
speak.
be a great volunteer. He has such a connection to the community. He would be a great speaker to encourage these young children.
He could come do like a whole school presentation and like DJ it.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes. He is the DJ.
I think that's what really we should
get
go
them
on.
kids on country music. That's what
There we go. There we go. So that's always in, I believe it's November 19th this year, but that's always in November. So we're looking for volunteers for that as well.
Excellent. Well, you know what? Thank you for being on.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Hey, look, we're also here at JGoodies, and I'm just trying not to pick. I'm doing my best. Stick around. We have great guests. Doug did really a good job today.
Yes,
he has
thank
got
you
a
so
great
much.
location and great guests. Next we have coming up, we have a podiatrist, I think is what it is. He's going to talk about feet and stuff like that. So go get some coffee, some tea, beer, wine. We don't judge, whatever you want to. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey everybody, we're back, and you know what? We're going to talk about feet. We could talk about orthopedics, but we're going to talk about feet first. This is Daniel Craig, Dr. Daniel Craig.
Very nice to meet you.
The Galloway Orthopedics. You're their foot specialist, correct?
Yeah, so I do everything foot and ankle for them. We
Okay.
do all orthopedics, hips, knees, shoulders, back. We do it all. But
Right.
I'm specifically the foot and ankle guy for that specific group. Yeah.
Okay, now people don't realize, and I really don't think they realize
Yeah.
how important your feet are.
Yeah, it's something that we walk on every day. We put all our body weight on it. It's something that biomechanically, when we move from place to place, we have to be able to function. And 75% of people in their lifetime usually have a foot issue, and it's something that I'm pretty passionate about.
Okay. Now, when I come see you, you handle it all. Like if I've torn stuff or broke it, or
Oh yeah.
I got toes that are pointing that way,
Yeah.
or toes that are pointing this way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, all broken bones, tendon, wounds, anything foot and ankle, Achilles tendon ruptures, fractures, just diabetes management alone as well, you know.
Has that become a big? I mean, growing up as kids.
Yeah.
I'm much older than you are, but growing up as kids, you didn't hear about the diabetic side. Diabetes wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
We knew it existed, but it wasn't a thing. But today, and man, it really messes your feet up.
Yeah, so what happens is the diabetics, they have too much sugar, which goes through a sorbitol pathway, basically causes peripheral neuropathy in their feet. So unfortunately, in these diabetics, they can't feel things. So they might step on a pebble, a nail, or something in their shoe, and they have no idea. You can get infected. You can lead to amputations, much worse. So we try to stay on top of it, try to get it, nip it in the bud, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that's just controlling the diet.
Yeah, absolutely. We
Right.
work very close with the endocrinologist and the primary care to get the sugar levels down, and that's kind of what we do.
And now, I've heard this, and I'm glad you're a doctor because I'm going to ask you, because I've
Sure.
always heard that the cancer patients have a big problem with their feet as well.
Yeah, so some cancer drugs also cause peripheral neuropathy, and kind of like the diabetics, they go through that pathway, and it can be detrimental if you don't treat it correctly.
Dumb question probably, but what's the best way to take care of your feet?
Best way to take care of your feet is check it every day. You know, I'm a big fan of wearing white socks. When you wear white socks, basically, if you step on something or you have anything, and when you take your socks off at the end of the day, you'll see blood, you'll see drainage, you'll see something, and you say, hey, that's not right.
Right.
You know, so that's kind of the main thing. Check your feet every day and wear nice supportive shoes that will biomechanically help you.
Now, the old saying is your shoes should never, you should never keep your shoes for more than 9 to 10 months. Is that a thing?
Yeah, 6 months to a year is usually good. Depends if you're training. If you're running a lot, then you're going to want to, change your shoes out a little earlier. But, most people can get away with about 1 year for the most part.
And then kind of just wears them out.
Yeah, it loses a little bit of the arch support and stuff, and then you can get other issues. So usually you want it in the tread at the bottom. So you usually want to shift them out every 6 months to a year.
Now, if I'm having issues with my feet, and I know I have a problem, like I have flat feet, I know that. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So arch support, stuff like that, is that a good thing, or is it just to get a better shoe?
Yeah, so I mean, it can be a little bit of both. Usually you want to get a good arch support, mainly with a customized orthotic. That's my favorite. Basically, you take a mold of your foot, get it exactly how your foot normally is, and you try to shape it into a normal rectus foot, so there's less pain. Muscles have to work less hard to lift up, create the arch, so
Right.
it's just better overall just to get some sort of orthotic in there. So I would go orthotic over shoe, but the shoe also can really help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mother, you always go back to mom, right? Mom would never
Yes.
let us buy cheap shoes
Yes.
because cheap shoes have a tendency to do more damage to your feet, correct?
Yeah, it depends. If you don't have, I always like to do the flip-flop test. So basically, you take a shoe. If you can fold it in half, it's not supportive at all. That's something
okay.
that's not like sandals. Unfortunately, don't do that. But you want to get a nice rigid shoe. Basically, when you go to bend it, if it doesn't bend, it's more supportive, and that's the
Okay.
way that I recommend patients to get.
All right. Now, what
Yeah.
about, so here's the fungus that they call it the fungus,
fungus
that
among
among
us, yep.
dudes, right? We always, I know women have it too, but guys seem
Yeah.
like we're always running athlete's feet. Is there a way to like curtail that?
Yeah, I mean, fungus and being in Florida, hot, humid environments, you know?
Can you not wear a shoe half
Exactly.
a day and go, oh, it's gooey?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So, you know, you always want to keep your shoes dry. You want to dry your feet after. You want to spray with Lysol. That'll kill all the fungus in there. But there's also topicals that help kill, especially if you get the fungus in between the toes or if you get it on the nails. There's topicals for it. And if it gets severe enough, there's oral medication that can help cut it right out.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, being in Florida, we're at a disadvantage for sure.
So is it good to get? I got questions.
Yeah. Shoot away.
My feet, my feet. We're on as production guys. We're on our feet all the time. So
Yeah.
getting them, I like to go get pedicures. Is that still a good thing to do? Because man, they'll start rubbing your feet, and you're like, oh.
Feels good. Yes and no. I mean, some of their tools, if you get pedicures and stuff, they don't. Some places don't sterilize. I'm not saying all places don't sterilize, but if you don't sterilize, if someone has nail fungus like we were just talking before, and then you use it on somebody else, it can spread from one patient to another. So you just have to be careful in that sense. Same with like if you do your toenail polish, make sure you bring your own.
No polish
I know.
It's just above.
That's
Just above.
specifically for you, but you want to just be careful in terms of when you spread it from one person to the other. So I recommend, especially the ladies, to bring their own nail polish so they don't spread anything from one person to the other.
From brush tip to brush tip.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to clean that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What? Okay, so I have this. Go to the
Hey,
mall.
go for it.
You go to the mall. You're walking in the mall, and there's this store that you go in. You put your feet in the water, and the fishies eat
The
you.
fish, yeah.
What? Is that good or?
I mean, they're just cleaning off some of the gunk on the foot. I wouldn't say it's not gonna be beneficial. It's not gonna hurt you, but as long as you just check them out daily.
Because they can't change that water out, right?
I personally don't know if they change the water out or not, but yeah,
Right?
it's a little interesting.
Makes you go.
Makes you think.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, but I'm more passionate about fracture care, Achilles tendon repairs, more orthopedic work, ankle scopes and stuff
Right.
like that. That's more of the passion that I have. I like patients that come in with trauma and have issues, and they feel like, oh man, I'm gonna forever be debilitated. You basically just bring them back, put them back together, and just kind of give them the right treatment plan to get them back on their feet. No pun intended.
So the older we get, as guys like myself, and I've done this more times than I care to remember, I go play softball.
Yep.
Sandlot injuries. Next thing you know, I've got everything torn from toe to heel, and it takes forever to heal. I mean, is that stuff that you can truly come back from? 'Cause, again, you hear everybody say, "Oh man, once you tear those."
Yeah, depending on the injury, it depends on what the treatment option you have and how early you treat it and what rehab you do with physical therapy. Every injury is different, but as long as you follow a strict regimen and see a physician, I think they can get you back pretty quickly.
So, do you are you the mindset maybe of okay, before we go into surgery, let's do some rehab first to see if that's going to help?
Yeah, I'm very big on conservative measures prior to any surgical intervention. Huge on it because I believe that surgery is a last resort. You want to be able to treat people prior to the OR because if you can and they get better, great. That's what you want. That's what they want. And as a last resort, if we have to go to surgery, we're trained to do that. I'm fortunate enough to do my training up in New Haven, Connecticut at Yale. I worked with 75 plus different attendings. I see all different tips and tricks of how they perform surgery and how they do things conservatively as well. So it's one of those things where treat them first, treat them in the office, get them better if you can, physical therapy, bracing, all this jazz. And then if you have to go to surgery, at least we're trained in that as well and feel pretty confident with that.
Because if your feet are wrong, your legs are going to be wrong. If your legs are wrong, your hips are going to be wrong. Your hips are wrong, your neck.
Yep. Goes up the chain.
Right.
Yep.
So someone having a good regimen of taking care of their feet.
Yeah,
Right.
something it's very important. Everybody needs to work on it daily. Something that, we all deal with. And if someone has an injury, we try to get them back as soon as we can.
So where's Galloway located?
He's located on 3180 Curlew. It's where Tampa and Curlew basically do the V check, as we call it. Yeah, just right around the corner right there. And just speaking with Galloway Orthopedics in itself, I am very fortunate to work with Dr. Galloway and even our PA, Clayton Noah. Just unbelievable. They have a stellar reputation. Great guys. I do the foot and ankle. They do the hips, knees, and shoulders, back, all that jazz. They are phenomenal, and I'm very fortunate to be working with them and hopefully keep up that stellar reputation.
Yeah, so when he first sat down, I'm like, well, we got James Bond here, Daniel Craig.
License the pod.
No, that's awesome. That should be your
little slogan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doc, thank you for being
Thanks
on.
for having
I really
me.
do
I appreciate
it.
Yeah.
Look, if you've got some problems in the feet, hips, ankles, shoulders, I got shoulder. I gotta get you guys. So anyway, look them up. We showed you. We've given you information to get a hold of them. You take all the insurances, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yep.
So it's easy. All right. So stick around. We got. I think we got some computer guy coming on. I don't know. Some IT dude. I don't know. Some kind of thing like that. But stick around. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey everybody, we're back. Now look, I know I was joking around about the computer guy, but this is some serious stuff. John Gibson with Just Right?
Yes.
You tell people you're their IT guy.
Yeah, we're their IT department.
See, it's called John. See, you gotta call Johns. Johns are smart dudes, I'm just saying right now. But he's put some stuff in front of me, which is actually, I love this world, is about the cyber world.
Yes.
Let's get into some of this, because every week there's something new, or somebody got breached, or now someone's got ransomed.
Yes, there's so many attacks out there right now, and I know that's not a surprise to anybody. And the really, really interesting thing is that probably about 98% of those breaches or incidents could have been prevented if they just had the right types of security in place. And that's really the shocking part. And our company is actually on a mission to help 100,000 people, and that's kind of a small number, but I figured that for my company, that's a good number to focus on, and that's companies and the people that work within them, to try to help them learn more about cybersecurity, make it easier to understand, and try to kind of mitigate that one big statistic where there's 97%, 98%, I think it was 97% last year, 98% this year, could have been prevented.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this thing here. 1 in 5 small businesses will be breached this year.
It's actually 1 in 4 now. This needs to be updated. And actually, last year was 1 in 4. A few years ago, it was 1 in 5. And there's a new stat that's published by Verizon. Verizon does a report every single year. They call it the Data Breach Investigative Report. And for 2022, it's already out. And it's not looking good for businesses. Wow. And they're saying it was actually 66 or 68%, I'm sorry, it was 68% of the businesses of businesses have been already had a security incident or a security breach already.
So, of course, first thing it is, and I'm looking at your form here, is they need to call you for a security assessment.
That is definitely one of the things that will help them have more insight. And as with any other type of security, there's components of security that is the same regardless of it's your home or your business or your cybersecurity as it applies to your computers, your network, and your servers, and everything else that you have, even your smartphones. So one of the presentations that we do, I call it the house in the cloud, is just to make it a little bit easier to understand, what security is. And it really boils down to 3 core elements. There's actually 5. According to NIST, that's a government agency called the National Institute of Standards and Technology. They have 5 standards, and I always cover that first one. It's identify, but that's kind of a little bit vague. So what it really means is, what's the most important thing in your business that you need to protect?
Right.
So if you got that part, and most businesses understand that, then we go on to those 3 core elements, which is protection, detection, and response.
Okay.
And a lot of times businesses think that as long as they have good protection in place, they got a good firewall, they got good antivirus, they're protected. But the truth of the matter is that, and this, according to the Wall Street Journal in an interview of the FBI and DoD, it takes over 6 months, 204 days, before a business knows that they've been that they've got malware. Malware is bad software like viruses or ransomware and things like that on their computers or networks before they even know it's there.
How many? 240 days?
204 days, a little over 6 months.
And by the time you're done, it's done.
Well, it's on the network and they don't know it's there.
Oh, God.
So the protection elements failed to detect those that are already there. The other scarier part of that is, it's usually over a year before they know they've even been breached. So in other words, there's a press release, there's a news story on TV, or there's a magazine article about, we've all heard them, like Lowe's, and this is another scary part, right? Lowe's was hacked through a third-party vendor that supports them, HVAC company.
What?
Yeah, and that accounts for a huge percentage, 62%. And that Verizon report that I was talking about, 62%, and this is as of 2022.
Right.
62% of the businesses that are being breached are through, they call it supply chain. We all heard supply chain too, right?
Yeah.
So through supply chain, that's a third party that supports the business. Another scary part of that is sometimes it's the IT company.
Oh.
Yes, I know this for a fact because in California, a good friend of mine and also a business owner, his company was one of those that got attacked, and 23 of his clients were infected with ransomware.
Oh,
that meant they had to completely wipe and reload all of the data on every single one of those. So we rallied to support him. There was 10 IT companies that came on site to help him, and several others that were helping remotely, being a remote resource to help do all these tasks along.
Right.
So I know this is real because I've helped another partner that was affected by this, an IT service provider.
So you would never think it would be your IT. That would be you would think that is my absolute, that is the one thing that will never be breached.
Yeah, and it goes to show you that the truth of the matter is anybody can be hacked, anybody can be breached, and that's why we're seeing numbers like 1 in 4 businesses each year being breached. Or as of this year, 68% of the businesses have had an incident or breach already in the United States.
Wow.
So we're only, 3/4 of the way through the year here, or not quite.
Right.
And there's still 3.5 months left or so. Who knows what's going to happen in that time frame, because we've had a 400% increase in the number of attacks year over year.
Okay.
In 2020 to 2021, it was a 400% from 2019 to 2020 as well. Wow. So in other words, it's just going faster and faster and faster, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And one of them is ransomware is still a very big threat out there on the dark web, and that's a whole conversation in and of itself.
We could do a show on that.
We probably could. On the dark web, there are threat actors that are selling their ransomware to anybody that wants to buy it. They'll sell it for really cheap, $200, $300. Really, really inexpensive. Turnkey business, go into business for yourself, right? Start your own ransomware. And all we ask is that, with that low price, just give us a percentage of it. So like when the Colonial Pipeline was breached,
I remember that.
If the hacking group that was behind that ransomware came out and said, hey, we didn't do this, it was one that they sold. Their package that they sold. That's why they're trying to say that, hey, we didn't do this. It was somebody else. But of course it is on them. They're trying to be the good guys, and
we'll help you.
Yeah. Well, that's another funny thing is, all of these ransomware companies are now turning to customer service because they want to make sure you get your data back, right? And it used to be I would tell everybody, you know what, don't pay the ransom because we have good backups and all this and that. Well, if you have private information or personally identifiable information, PII, on computers that get breached, unfortunately since January of 2020, and we learned this from Fitbit, the Fitbit breach compromised a whole bunch, like 10 million records.
Yep, I was one of those.
Yeah,
Yep.
and they weren't going to pay the ransom because it was a 10 million ransom demand.
Right.
And they said, no, we're not going to pay it. And then the cyber criminals sent a sampling of the data that they pulled off of their servers and said, if you don't pay us, we're going to release this to the general public. Now, why did they pay the 10 million? Because think of all the lawsuits that would come from that, and the loss of credibility, or not credibility, but I guess you'd say reputation.
Yep.
That comes from all of their customer data, which includes healthcare information, which they
Right.
could be sued for. Think of the lawsuits.
That's a
and
whole
everything.
HIPAA thing.
Yes,
Right? Oh, wow.
yes. And that's one of the other things we help with, by the way, is compliance. HIPAA compliance, PCI compliance. Something called CMMC is coming soon for the manufacturers, or basically every single person that deals with the federal government will have to be CMMC, which is Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. They'll have to be CMMC certified and comply with the requirements for that. And it's more strict than HIPAA. Anybody that knows what HIPAA is, Healthcare Information Protection, Privacy and Protection Act, I think is,
Something
maybe
like
I got
that.
that
Yep.
wrong, I'm sorry. A lot of things going on up here. But yeah, it's going to be more strict in compliance standards than
So,
what HIPAA has.
what kind of companies are you looking for?
Well, we
We've
can
got about a minute left, and we got to
we can service any business that has. Typically, we look for 5 or more computers, but we can support smaller than that as well. And but we can support very large businesses as well, because we have a support desk, network operations center, security operations center. That's true 24/7. We answer our calls typically within 90 seconds and resolve, on average, all of the issues that come into our support desk within 12 minutes.
Wow.
So we're fast, reliable,
What's the
and
best way to get a
professional.
hold of you?
Probably my email, john@justrightcomputers.com. Hopefully you can put my website up
Yep,
there,
absolutely.
john@justrightcomputers.com, or call us at 813-669-5872.
John, thank you, brother. Now I'm even more scared. Oh, great. No, I'm just kidding. We love technology. Maybe we'll have you on and do a whole
I'd love to.
show with you, brother.
I'd love
So
to do
stick
that.
around. We got one more guest coming up, and then we're going to bring out the owners of this beautiful restaurant where we're at. We're JGoody's. Oh my God, this has been sitting there, and I just want to keep grabbing
It's
it.
so tempting.
Right? Stick around. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey, welcome back, everybody. You know what? We have a returning guest. I love having when you're on, because I just learn a little bit more about what's going on in our Pinellas County world. You know what I'm saying? So
Great.
let's tell everybody about the SBDC.
Yeah, we're
I said that
the
fast enough.
Florida Small Business Development Center at Pinellas County Economic Development. We offer free consulting and training, and actually I'm not supposed to say free.
Free.
What's happened is you've already paid for it.
Yes.
It's no cost or no additional cost.
additional cost.
Your federal, state, and local county funds have been applied to providing this SBDC business consulting services and workshops and those sorts of things. We do some additional research for
Right.
our clients once they're signed up, and it's all no cost. So it's a great opportunity for small businesses to take advantage of what's already available.
So if I'm a small business and I'm watching, I'm like, I think I need to call Kurt. What do I do? How do I get involved? How do I
Sure.
get started?
Well, we have a number of ways. Well,
Okay.
One, you can contact Pinellas County Economic Development. You can go online and you can register at Pinellas County Economic Development under the small business portion of that website. There's
Okay.
a place that'll say sign up for consulting.
Right.
And we'll contact you once you've signed up there.
Okay.
You could also make a phone call to Pinellas County Economic Development, or you can come to any of the local chambers of commerce and say, I'd like to see the SBDC person when they're there. And in
Okay.
my case, I'm at the 5 smaller North County chambers, focusing on the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber today, where I'm there on the 4th Wednesday of the month.
Okay.
So on that 4th Wednesday, if you just contact the chamber and say, I want to see Kurt, call him in advance, and then I'll meet you there.
Right. And then that's that, and then you'll sit down and go. Now, do you? I think I've asked you this before, but that was a different show. I'm gonna ask you again.
Yeah.
Do you help them take from concept all the way into actually being open and going and moving, and then kind of like just helping them along even then?
We do. So if you kind of think about, in my mind, I kind of segment what customers need.
Right.
If they're in a startup phase, we may be talking about the concept. We may be talking about, is there a market for that? And how do I open a legal business in the state of Florida? So we provide a lot of information at that sort of startup level. But then once somebody is moving forward, they've started a business, they need customers,
Right.
we help with marketing plans. And that might just be, in some people, kind of some tips, and for other people it might be a full-blown strategic marketing plan. I try to move at the pace that the customer wants.
Right.
If that business doesn't have time to do a lot of planning, then let's use the least amount of time necessary, to get the job done or whatever. But if they've got some time to do planning, they will get better results, and we want to be available for that. So we offer marketing plans, help with business plans, help with borrowing money, help with financial management, and all sorts of crazy things that come up.
Right.
Trouble with my landlord, you name it.
Right.
We've been there.
Right.
I see thousands of people, and there's a pretty good chance that somebody in our organization, if not me, has experienced that.
There's been so many times that I've listened to people that have opened a business, it's failed, and they go, "Oh, I just never had any help." And then, especially their pal, I said, the SBDC, that's what they're there for, is to help you.
Right.
Because the biggest way to fail is don't plan.
Yeah.
And don't have a game plan.
Right.
And don't know truly. I mean, I have seen so many businesses open their doors, go, "Okay, I'm open.
Yeah.
Everybody can come in and see me."
Yeah, one of the tools that I use the most with new businesses is called a cash flow projection. And it's a way to project the expected income and expenses based on what's happened to other people. It's not like, it's you're guessing.
Right.
We go and get good information about what happened to somebody else, and you can expect the same results
Right.
as someone else if you do the same things that they did, right?
Right.
So let's pick the ones that are successful, and let's do the same things, but we can project what's likely to happen to this business. And the people who bother to go through that process, they call me up and they say, "Kurt, you won't believe it. Exactly what we projected is exactly what happened." And I'm going,
Right.
"I know, because that's the plan that you chose to follow."
Right.
That's why it's happening.
It is amazing. I mean, and you really do. I've known you, and I've actually dealt with your department and actually the whole thing. And they really do. They really want you to succeed.
Absolutely.
They're not out there to go, "Well, this is what you're going to do," and then, "Good luck."
Yeah, we're trying to, economic development, we're trying to improve business so that we can, a rising tide floats all boats, right? So if everybody earns more, everybody does better in their business, it's great for the economy, it's great for everybody in the community.
Are you still doing the online side of the trainings?
We do. So just about every Tuesday we have some workshops available. If you go to our website at pced.org, check out the workshops that we
Okay.
have under the small business section, and all of those kind of topic areas: marketing, digital marketing, doing business with government, all the things that we've talked about before are available as workshops.
Now, let's make sure that everybody at home knows that you're not going to do this for them.
Right.
You're going to teach them the proper way and the steps to go for, correct?
Absolutely. I don't run your business. I don't even write your plan. You write it, but I give you the tools to write it, and I can help you edit it, and why this maybe is a more informed way to do it or whatever. But the person who's running that business is going to run that business.
That's phenomenal. It puts their skin in the game, and if we all want it, that'd be great if I could just come, hey, this is what I want to do. Can you do this for me?
And you know what? The truth is, I probably can't. I'm good at doing this. I see thousands of people, and I'm good at seeing what works and what doesn't. But I'm not necessarily good at the day-to-day, what has to go into running a business like the one we're sitting in today.
Right.
But I am good at how did you get customers in the door, or how did you keep track of finances, or how did you get a loan for this business, that sort of thing.
That's absolutely fine. So anything coming up that the people at home need to know about?
Well, I think I just really like to direct people to give us a try. Check out a nice kind of toe in the water is to go to the website at pced.org, pick a workshop. If it looks good to you and you experience that workshop, whoever provided that workshop, whatever consultant from our team, you can have a conversation with them afterwards. Contact them and sign. And now you're getting into the consulting part of it, right? And once you're kind of in the door, it all opens up. There's lots of different services that we can provide, where you might have just started with a little help on your legal structure, but now you're working on finding more customers or getting government contracts or some other part of what we offer.
So is this open to Pinellas County residents or Pinellas County business owners? I can live in Hillsborough or Pasco or whatever.
So in my office, we're Pinellas County Economic Development, and we're the ones who are seeing the Pinellas County businesses or a resident with an idea for a business. But the SBDC program is part of a larger network. We're part of the Tampa Bay region out of the University of South Florida, and there is, you can sign up anywhere you want. We'll get you the right person in your community that you're in.
So if I live up in Pasco County, I can get help, or if I live down in, I don't know what's down south, because I really don't go past
You're going to see somebody
that
other than our Pinellas team, but we'll make sure that you get to the right people.
And this is just information that is solid. It's not like you've made stuff up. You've really got the tracking numbers behind it. Go, this is the way it's really working.
Yeah, we get amazing results. When at the end of the year, the number of businesses that we help is phenomenal, and we measure it in terms of the dollars increased in sales, the number of loans received, the number of government contracts received, the number of new businesses start, and it's one of the most successful economic development programs ever in the history of government.
That's phenomenal. Now, do I have to be a Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce member to be able to talk to you on that fourth Wednesday?
Nope. That would be where I would go if I live near that Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Come on in. You get to know my program at SBDC, but you might also find that you like some things going on at that Chamber of Commerce that would be helpful to you in your small business, and it's a win for everybody if you want to join. But if you don't want to join, that's fine. You saw, you checked it out, and you built a relationship with the SBDC, and we can continue. And whether you join the chamber or not, that's separate. That's up to you.
That's phenomenal. Thank you for being on again. I always enjoy talking to you. And the information there is, I wish I'd have known about you when I started 20-something years ago. And I know it was there. I just, but I'm a dude. And I know everything, and I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
I can tell you how I can tell you what not to do.
There you go.
Versus what, and what works. Right?
There
So,
you go.
hey, everybody, stick around, because we have the owners of JGoody's coming on, and I'm telling you, the food.
This looks so good.
The breakfast earlier this guy had, it wafted there. I'm like, I'm hungry now.
Do I get some of this?
I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. Stick around. We'll be right back with the owners of this great restaurant, JGoody's in Oldsmar. We'll be right back. Welcome back to My Chamber TV. We're in the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce this week, and let me tell you, we saved the best. Now, I always say we saved the best for last, but let me show you. Do you see this? So technology is awesome, right? I'm going to show you what's sitting on this table right here, right quick. Look at this. Is that not gorgeous? And look at this, coffees. I mean, that is absolutely phenomenal. So I'm here with Jose and Mayra, and you guys are new.
Yes.
This is JGoody's Cafe Bakery.
Correct.
And you are a chocolatier?
Chocolatier and bakeries.
Wow. And how long have you been here now?
To open this business, 2 months and a week.
2 months and a week.
Yes.
And okay, let's talk about what does JGoody. What do you produce here?
We produce everything. Here.
Everything.
Everything.
So I can come in and I can have lunch, I can have breakfast. I can have. I mean, that right there is
Goodies.
just amazing.
Yes. We
Correct.
open all day.
All day.
All day.
And
Breakfast
open,
all day.
open menu too.
Until 6.
So no, what time do you open? 7?
7
in
to
the
6.
morning.
7 in the morning.
Yeah. Monday through Saturday, and then on Sundays we close a little early.
Well,
at
it's
3
Sunday.
o'clock.
You gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody needs some time
Yeah,
off.
correct.
Definitely.
So let's talk about what your specialties are here.
The specialties are the European style pastries
Okay.
and our crafted coffees. Yeah, the
Which
coffee.
I showed earlier.
Yes.
And I had one. Really good.
Yes.
The coffee is imported from Guatemala.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's quality with less preservatives,
Okay.
and it's very, very delicious.
Now, is that a mild roast? Is it a dark roast?
It's a medium dark roast.
Okay, medium
We
dark.
do it here in Florida, roasting over here.
Okay, so the roasting is done internally. The
Yeah,
beans get brought over.
bring fresh from Guatemala.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now let's talk about you had a young couple sitting behind us earlier, and the breakfast got sat down, and I'm like, that is the most delicious thing I have ever smelled. What was that dish?
That's one of our signature dishes, and it's the Mexican skillet.
And what is in there? Because I'm telling you, it walked in, and you said you want to eat, and I'm like, nope, because then I'll need a nap.
Yes, the Mexican skillet is done with chorizo
Okay.
and all types of vegetables and home fries and cheese. And then you can put the eggs on top, like
Okay.
the scrambled or sunny side up, whatever type of or style that
That's
you
correct.
want.
Okay, now can I get that all day?
Yes,
All day.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
All day is awesome.
Yes.
We have a breakfast all day, and if you wanna eat something heavy in the morning, we can serve it that too.
Okay, so let's go through the menu. Let's talk about the breakfast menu. Yeah, that's one specialty. You have what's the others?
The other is the JG breakfast, which is the normal like eggs with bacons or sausages, but it also has your pancakes.
Oh, and pancakes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
okay, so sugar overload, and then you can have dessert, put you over the top.
That's correct.
So let's talk. So why European desserts?
Because when I come out here, I see a lot of bakery. It's a lot of sugar compared with this one. So I say I want something different. So I create this one here.
Okay.
So it's less sugar and more flavor every single dessert.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why it's
Yeah.
goody. No. Right?
Yes.
It's goody.
Yeah.
His specialty is in the European style pastries also because of his experience working with the MSC,
Oh.
in the Mediterranean seas.
Got it. So
Yeah.
you come off of a big cruise boat.
Yeah, big cruise boat.
Okay, and
And I work in many hotel, 5-star hotel.
okay.
And you know, a 5-star hotel is very delicate for the food and dessert.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Intercontinentals.
Intercontinental.
Marriott's and stuff.
So let's talk about some of the desserts you have.
All right.
And so what is this one right here?
Right there is a JGoody tour. It's a mousse and layers with the biscuit is a pecan and a little flour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me see. What is this one?
The panna cotta is an English cream. It's more flavor orange flavor. Yes.
And that's a caramelized orange peel on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so you did. I know it's not on here, but one of the things that I saw in the case was the creme brulee.
Oh, creme
Yeah.
brulee.
That's my absolute.
Yes.
Yeah, you may not have any more when I leave, but I'm just saying. So,
Yeah.
what are some of
This
the other?
this one is chocolate mousse with pears.
Okay.
Yes, and this one is opera. It's made with the layers for the almond layers, garnish, and coffee caramel. Yes, and this one is Linsentor.
Okay.
It's neat. It's like Germany.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
And,
blackberries with pecans.
Oh,
Yeah.
that does sound good.
Yeah.
And this one over here is peanut.
The peanut butter cake.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay, my wife would never leave because that's one of her favorite things.
Yeah.
And is this a pie?
Yes.
A pie
it's,
pie?
yes. Almond.
It's a raspberry almond.
Yes, almond.
Okay. Now, I did see you had pecan pie. You
Yeah.
actually have a pecan pie.
We have pecan pie in
Right.
the back. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
It is-
now, the one thing that we don't have on here, which you have over in the case over there, and I understand I'm not bringing it out here because it's cold over, is the actual chocolate. You're a chocolatier.
chocolate chip too.
Okay.
We have different flavor in the back. It's caramel, ganache, white chocolate with pecan, and another one is ganache, coffee, a little almond, and a little Kahlua.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
A little
yeah.
Kahlua in there. That's always good,
Yeah,
right?
so it tastes good.
So where is this? Where's your location here? The easiest way to have people to get here.
We're off of Tampa Road.
Okay.
In Forest Lakes in the corner in the Aldi Ross Shopping Plaza,
Yeah.
which is called the Forest Lakes Plaza.
It's
Next to Ace.
I was gonna say you have an Ace Hardware, so you come here and eat first, and then you go buy tools for Ace. when
Right
you
there
go
in the
to
corner.
work.
Exactly.
Right.
Or shopping too early. So
Right.
yeah,
is
so
right.
it's right in the corner and 3705 Tampa Road.
Okay. So what made you open up? What made you open a restaurant up?
You want to tell the story?
Well, it all started with his vision, right?
Okay.
And his dreams. When he came to America, he, wanted it to keep working in the pastry, side of things in hotels. And he found out that actually, the pay wasn't enough.
How
you
about
know?
that?
And getting paid more in Guatemala, it's like it was mind blowing for him, like coming to America, the land of opportunity, and getting paid less.
Right.
So yeah, he decided
Yeah,
to.
when I come in here, I arrive in Miami. I go shopping to bakery. It's humongous bakery. It brightened my eyes and my mind to see, oh my God, this is what I want over here. So, in that time, keeping my mind working, and I see if it coming true my dream. Yes.
Working and saving.
Working and saving.
Yes.
See,
To make
hard
things
work and
happen.
saving your money is a good thing.
Yeah,
Right?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's coming true. And thank her, she helped me a lot to support me to come in this dream.
That's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
So you guys are partners.
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes.
That's
We're
awesome.
business partners.
Okay. So do you strictly make for in-house, or can people call you and say, "Hey, I'd like to have an event. I want to bring your desserts."
Yeah,
We do that,
absolutely.
yeah. Yes.
The catering side as well.
Yes, we actually did for the city of Alsmar, we catered the cookies to them
Really?
for that big event they had at the Hampton Inn.
Okay. They must love you. 'Cause I know if that showed up in my place, I would love you. I'm just saying. Yeah, but you also, you have cookies too. And I saw
Yes.
you had is it a coconut drop?
Coconut kiss.
Oh,
Coconut kiss.
Yeah.
that's gotta be good.
I don't know if you have told me to feel everything to taste it.
You'd be amazed how much I can ingest. But okay, so your hours once again are from 7 to 6,
7 to
except for
6.
Sundays,
Correct.
Except the Sundays,
So
correct.
it's 7 to 3.
Yes,
You open at 7 on Sundays.
yes.
Okay, so I can come in and have breakfast. That is absolutely phenomenal. And coffee. The coffees. As you can tell, I'm already. I had one of the coffees earlier, and that was first. I'm like, well, he didn't put any sugar in it. Then I drank it. I'm like, oh, I don't need sugar. That's really good.
Yes.
And it is. You're right. That is a really nice blend.
We don't put sugar because milk is already sugar. we steam it very good and the time.
So you're trying to make less sugar in your products and just more with actual natural sugar.
Correct.
Correct,
That's our
because
slogan.
Before I come into open, I go to Guatemala to study how to make coffee and create a different kind of coffee flavors.
He actually took a test.
Yes.
You took a test. Give me a well, see, now you know he's good, right? Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. You know, you could have watched anything else online or on television. You stayed with
That's
us
correct.
and watched. We'll see everybody next week on My Chamber TV.
Thank you.